Hello and welcome to GamingBolt for this week's news, and today we're going to start off with Microsoft. Microsoft has no lack of ambition when it comes to their goals in the gaming industry. In fact, speaking to GamesIndustry.biz, an executive from the company stated that one of its goals is to reach 2 billion people by 2020. In fact, one of the interesting aspects of Microsoft's vision of the future is that they're convinced that they now have to look beyond consoles. Kevin Gamble, GM of Gaming Cloud at Microsoft, stated that we're not leaving the console business behind by any means. We are continuing to invest there. The premium living room experience today is on Xbox One X, and we hope to continue that for years to come. But when you think about how we're going to broaden our business, we need to think beyond console to be successful. Essentially, the company wants to reach and impact gamers regardless of the console or device they're using. Microsoft's strategy to reach 2 billion gamers basically involves three things: games, services, and cloud services. Microsoft still sees a place for consoles and console gaming, but it's clear as of now that the company seeks to grow beyond just the console market, so as to impact the entire gaming industry in one form or another. There's good news for EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2. The company has announced that its progression system changes will be going live on March 21st. When Star Wars Battlefront 2 launched to a firestorm of controversy, it resulted in a revolt against excessive RNG loot boxes and pay-to-win elements in full-price games. Though removed at launch, EA promised that microtransactions would be making a return. We'll get into that, but first, let's look at how the progression system has changed. Firstly, star cards can now only be earned in-game and won't be available in loot crates. Crates can be earned as login rewards, through time challenges, and completing different milestones. They will contain emotes, poses, and credits going forward, nothing that affects actual gameplay. Players can earn experience points with hero characters, classes, and ships used in different modes. Once you earn enough to level up that unit, you'll receive 1 skill point. This can be used to either unlock or upgrade a star card. If you've earned or unlocked anything prior to this, like star cards, weapons, and whatnot, then they'll still be available to you. Meanwhile, in April, players can expect a store for purchasing different appearances via credits. You can also drop real money on crystals to buy things from the store. Interestingly, DICE promises new modes that will be radically different in the coming months, along with balance changes. Bethesda recently opened up a new studio in Austin, and to no one's surprise, they're now looking to hire more people. But for which game? We know they're currently working on a few pretty big projects, and there's no doubt in anyone's minds that The Elder Scrolls 6 has to be one of them. But how far away that game is still anybody's guess. As per the job ad posted on the official website for ZeniMax, Bethesda's parent company, Bethesda are looking to hire a new quest designer for their Austin studio. Responsibilities for the position include things such as designing and documenting stories and quests, and overseeing things such as creative narrative structure, writing dialogue, and scripting gameplay. Something else that's interesting and listed as requirements are excellent storytelling, dialogue writing, and editing skills. For all their strengths, games developed by Bethesda Game Studios have always been known to have mediocre writing and storytelling at best. Even we've written about this in the past. So it's good to see that the studio is at least trying to work on its weaknesses. What game the newly opened Austin studio is going to be working on, though, is completely up in the air right now. It could be for the long-rumored Starfield or the Elder Scrolls 6. We're not really sure at this point. Perhaps this year's E3 will give us some answers. Fresh off the announcement that Ubisoft are working on The Division 2, they've given no gameplay info other than the fact that it exists, and that it will take into account the feedback gathered by the first game over the past few years. Now, new reports have emerged and seem to suggest that it could potentially be the biggest game the publisher has ever worked on. We know the development for the game is being helmed by Ubisoft studio Massive Entertainment, though talent is being pulled in from a variety of other studios as well. Ubisoft Bucharest, Annecy, Shanghai, Sofia, Reflections, and Red Storm Entertainment are all helping with the game's development, bringing the total of studios that are working on The Division 2 up to 7. As per a new report by Game Reactor, who have received word from a source close to the game, more than 1,000 people are currently working on The Division 2, thus making it the biggest game that Ubisoft have ever worked on, if this report is indeed true. Ubisoft themselves have refused to comment on the matter, so take this with a grain of salt. Speaking of bigger projects, Bluepoint Games had only recently released the Shadow of the Colossus remake, and it goes without saying that it was a huge success. The fact that the studio was able to meet the lofty expectations of fans proves that it has a lot to offer for gamers. When speaking with Digital Foundry and asked whether they would use the expanded art team for an original project, it was stated that they're now focused on making another remake. Bluepoint's president Marco Thrush stated, "Well, we could, but we're doing another remake." This project served as a great point of growing the art team to the point where we can take on a full AAA game major scope of art content. So now our next step is, let's improve the art pipeline, let's improve the engine, let's improve workflow for artists, let's grow on the art side some more to handle our next project because it's a bit bigger. And our next focus is, let's work on design and add new stuff to get to the next remake. Because now that can be our sole focus of making sure that's where we put the time. And everybody else, they're already at a level where we can perform. Of course, this opens up many other questions regarding what remake the team is working on, and how much bigger in scope it is than the shadow of the Colossus remake. Additionally, it would also be exciting to see a new project of a massive scale coming from Bluepoint Games. Either way, it seems that the team has some big ventures planned ahead. Dark Souls Remastered is looming over the horizon, but Demon Souls is the true progenitor to the phenomenon that From Software created. With the closure of online servers and the existence of Dark Souls Remastered, some might take an ESRB relisting of Demon Souls as good news of things to come. Perhaps a possible remaster for Demon Souls is on the horizon? Well, you might want to simmer down on that. While an updated listing has gone live on the ESRB site today, there's only one change to the entry, removing the standard clause that online interactions not rated by the ESRB. Likely done because there's no longer an online interaction element to the game at all. You can see the full ESRB rating before you, which, other than what we've mentioned, stays completely the same as the original rating, down to listing it for the PlayStation 3 and with Atlas USA as the publisher. Unfortunately, today might not be the day for Demon Souls Remastered, but we can keep on dreaming. Could Ubisoft finally be ready to announce the next Splinter Cell? We're not sure, but a recent listing for Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell 2018 has appeared on Amazon's Canada site. Gaming Since 95 on Reddit spotted it, but there's no real information. The product itself is currently unavailable, and it's safe to assume that the name is a placeholder. As it stands, rumors of a new Splinter Cell have been circulating since 2016. An insider claimed to have spoken to Michael Ironside, who will apparently be returning to voice Sam Fisher in 2016. Ironside apparently stated that a new Splinter Cell was coming. There hasn't been much information since then, however. Splinter Cell Blacklist was the last major title in the franchise. It released in 2013 to decent reviews, though most hardcore fans took umbrage with Ironside not voicing Fisher. Ubisoft has stated in the past that it is not forgetting Splinter Cell, but it's currently focused on efforts like Tom Clancy's The Division 2, The Crew 2, Far Cry 5, Starlink Battle for Atlas, Skull and Bones, and so on. Some weeks ago, when preliminary floor plans for E3 leaked, it looked like Microsoft's place on the show floor would be minuscule, prompting concerns that the company would have only a customarily token presence at the trade show. Microsoft responded by saying they had some big plans, but until yesterday's announcement of a trade show for June 10th at 4 PM ET, we didn't really hear much more. Now, we know exactly what they meant when they said they have big plans. You see, Microsoft won't have much space on the show floor because they've booked an entire theater as their show floor. The Microsoft Theater, right across the road from the E3 show floor, will not only host Xbox's E3 show this year, but also various Xbox Fan Fest activities, hands-on gameplay, and demos for all E3 attendees and more. Not only that, but Microsoft will have some space on the show floor at E3 this year as Mixer, wherein they will allow attendees to use Microsoft's streaming service to key into the goings-on at the Microsoft Theater. It sounds like they have some nice, good, big plans. Hopefully, they back up their massive show space with some great announcements too. That'll be it for this video. If you like what we're doing, please go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.